What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about how to find the perfect supplier for you and your product. So let's say you find the perfect product during product research. You find the best product out there available for you to start. Well, that means nothing if you don't find the right supplier that's able to give you 4 or 5-star quality on Amazon, because we all know that 1, 2-star reviews will kill any listing on Amazon, and or that you can't find the right margins for your product, right? You can't run a proper business without making the proper amount of cash flow and the right amount of profit per product sale. And I personally believe that every product has a best possible supplier for that type of product that specializes in that type of product. So in this video, I want to show you exactly what I look for in a supplier to give you the best chance possible to pick that best supplier for your product and for you. All right, so guys, just hopping right into my screen, not wasting any of your guys' time here. We're on Alibaba.com. So I know you guys are probably guessed that we're going to do some supplier searching on Alibaba.com. For anybody out there who is doubting that this is the best place to find a supplier, yes, there are other options out there, but me personally, I've used other options, but 95% of my products, my private label products, have came from a supplier I found on Alibaba.com. So there are other tools out there, but as a whole, Alibaba.com is probably the #1 place to search for suppliers. I still go here first before I look into other methods, just because you can find just so many on Alibaba here. So we're going to use this here today to do our research. I'm going to show you some cool tricks, exactly what I look for, and a cool few updates that Alibaba has made when it comes for Amazon sellers. All right, so the first thing I want to do, guys, is I want to show you how all the different ways we can navigate Alibaba.com to find our suppliers. So the first one's the most obvious one here. So for this example today, we're going to use manual coffee grinder here. So not an electric one, right? Because we want to stay away from electronics that are, have high defect rates or anything like that, to make sure that our Amazon business takes off smoothly. If you have experience with electronics, totally fine, but if you're a beginner, I'd stay away. But the first way we can search Alibaba.com for suppliers is to just type it in, right? Find your keyword, type it in. So manual coffee grinder here. We search that and we can see all these products pop up here. So it's exactly kind of what I'm looking for. Obviously we can maybe bundle. We see this cool bundle set here, which I love. Anytime you can bundle, the better, to add value. But we can see we find a ton of grinders here, all from different suppliers. We see the supplier right here. The second way, and probably my favorite way to search, is using suppliers instead of products. Now we do this because we can easily find a product, say this product and this product. For this example, it's not true, but you can easily find the same manufacturer who just has tons of products listed, right? So instead of getting duplicates, we want to just find the suppliers as a whole, and that's how we're going to vet them here today. So what I do is go up to suppliers here, instead of products, hit search, and then instead of all those different products with the same suppliers, now we just have individual suppliers. So this is the best and #1 way to kind of look for suppliers in general here. Next, I want to show you a cool image search. So if we go to Amazon.com here, and then we go to, let's say, coffee grinder. Of course, I didn't spell that right, but all good here. We go to, right here, Java Press. So we actually got to click on this here. And then once popped up here, we can save image as. Of course, we're not trying to copy anybody's, patents. We're doing patent searches. We're not trying to copy anybody's trademark or infringe on their rights there. So make sure you guys are doing your due diligence there. But if I go ahead and just save this image onto my desktop, I can then go ahead and drag it over here. So I'm going to hit search by image, upload image here, and find that image, which is right here. So we're going to open that up. Okay, so once that's uploaded here, we can see we didn't quite get the result we wanted here. Again, this is AI, right? We're just kind of tapping the surface of this, so we got to kind of get it some input here. So this obviously looks a lot like something like this. Obviously, just off the top of my head here and kind of randomly, this product looks very, very interesting because I've never seen anything quite like it. So something maybe you guys look into. But if we just go to filter by category here and kind of help Alibaba out to figure out what we want, boom, right there, other. So it just needed some help kind of figuring out the category, and then now we have this times 1,000 here. So we can search using images here as well. So keep that in mind when you're doing just your typical searches here. Another thing I want to show you here. So if you guys have Helium 10, so this is just a product research app if you guys don't have that already. But obviously if you have Jungle Scout Viral Launch, that's okay too. But Helium 10 just kind of partnered up with Alibaba.com there. So it really helps out. to just do some quick research here. So say we're looking at coffee grinder manual, and now they have this little button here for Alibaba.com. We hit this, and this will show us all the suppliers on Alibaba. And I shouldn't say all the suppliers on Alibaba.com, but it will give us a good little head start here. So to kind of figure out like what the unit prices are. Again, we'll talk about this a little bit later too, but don't take unit prices to heart. You got to talk to them, you got to message them, you got to figure out, how many items we're talking about here to get a real price. See, this is for 50 pieces. So if you order 500 or 1,000 or say 200, whatever you're trying to do here, obviously this price is going to go down when we start to buy in bulk. But I love this because we can kind of sort through price, MOQ, and kind of really get our first idea of what's going on without going back to Alibaba.com and then hopping back over to Amazon. We know how painful that is as well. Something really cool I just want to show you too is that if we go to products right here and we type in manual coffee grinder again, you may have seen this on my last video, but for anybody who hasn't, I just want to quickly go over it. You can also launch Alibaba Analyzer here on Helium 10. If you need a discount code for Helium 10 or just want to get a free trial, links down below. Again, don't overpay for product software if you already have one. I know it sucks doing it manually, but if you just need one, I want you guys to get the best pricing there and kind of figure that out. So we can see here that on Helium 10 we could pull up, so manual coffee grinder, it's doing about 20,000 searches on Amazon, total of 602,000 revenue for that, about an average of 4,000 revenue per product, which isn't crazy. $38 here, this means it's a big market, it's just kind of competitive. That's why you kind of see that low number there. Again, this is just an example, not a perfect product. I just want to show you guys kind of how this works, right? So average price here is $38.32, and then we see coffee grinder manual. We see all these search terms right here. So this really helps us out in kind of figuring out what's going on when it comes to the Amazon side of things here. A couple other things before we dip. Don't worry guys, we're gonna dig deep inside like the nitty gritty details of how to look at the best suppliers on Alibaba.com. I just want to show you kind of what I do on this platform and all the tools and all the things I do to make sure you guys know exactly how to navigate and be the most efficient possible. So another thing I do is categories. So sometimes I'll scroll through categories here to find my product or my suppliers. A cool thing right now I just want to bring up is that they do have a March Expo. So every month, not every month, every March they do an expo, kind of like Amazon Prime Days, but just for Alibaba here, that they have all their suppliers have a chance to get out better pricing, have sales. Right now they have free shipping for new buyers' first order, fast dispatch within 7 days. We can click view more here, and obviously we see a ton of products and suppliers that are kind of going down here that are offering better pricing. This is a good way to kind of do some product research too if you guys are kind of looking around. But this happens every March. Take advantage of this if you can, if you're in time with that. Obviously, if you can save some money, especially if it's your first order, might as well do that when the opportunity is the best here. So just going back here, I want to get into the deep dive on suppliers and what I look at there. First, before we hop into that, I just want to ask if you guys have not subscribed already, it'd mean the world if you guys did that. Just smash that subscribe button for me. It tells me that you guys want more videos like this, and plus you just keep up to date with everything that I figure out about Amazon, Alibaba, sourcing, everything that I do, right? Because I do this full time, so I try to give back everything I learn. It's fun to put them in video form. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit that little notifications bell. Otherwise, guys, let's start digging into here. So I'm gonna hit suppliers again, just like we talked about here, and I'm gonna hit manual coffee grinder. This is how we're gonna start doing a deep dive on suppliers. So we're on suppliers right here. So first thing I want to talk about is trade assurance and verified. So how do we filter these to get the best results possible for what I'm looking for? We want trade assurance because what trade assurance is you can pay through Alibaba.com and they'll hold your money in escrow before the supplier actually ships out the products and make sure you have time to make sure those products are good to go. You're not getting scammed, anything like that. So we want to do this because this helps protect us, right? It gives us peace of mind. If we pay, we can do this through credit card, through bank transfer, through wire. So this gives us, a level of security that we want. So we definitely want to make sure that we have trade assurance here, and then also we want to be verified. So these two things are, in my mind, so verified, just to explain that real quick, it's just they can pay for a premium membership to Alibaba.com. Trade assurance, again, they just sign up for this to make sure that they can have disputes go back and forth and that you can get your money back if something goes wrong. To me, a scammer in my head wouldn't sign up for these things and waste the time, right? They're going to go for the easy fish. I'll tell you some other ways to kind of avoid that as well. But again, just peace of mind. There's plenty of suppliers to pick from, so might as well do this as well. So we can go down here and we can start looking at these different filters right on this other side here. So we can see top 3 markets. So what this means is that where are they selling it? Where are their bulk of products going? Now this is really important. You may not think it's important, but it is. Because we want to know where their quality standards are, so to speak, right? So here in the States, people are very gung-ho about making sure they have the top quality product possible. So we want manufacturers that are used to working with the US or North America or Canada or Europe, anywhere like that. So hitting North America is huge here. Western Europe, awesome. Mid-East, possibly, but I'm going to hit Eastern Europe here. I'm going to avoid other parts of the world. I'm just going to stick with the places that I know have the strictest, highest quality measures. I could be wrong there, but it's just what I know. And if they're used to working with American companies, that's even a huger plus there. So even if I'm wrong there, they definitely have more experience working with Americans or North Americans or Europeans and working in English as well. So I click that, hit confirm here. See, we're getting down here. So we have 270 suppliers left. Let's keep filtering down here. So we see, total revenue. What are they doing on Alibaba.com? So this isn't their total revenue, but it's kind of what's passing through Alibaba here. So if we just look around, 5 million to 10 million, 1 million to 2.5 million, below 1 million, above 100 million, 50 to 100 million here. So I want someone kind of in the medium range here. So I don't want them to have no experience, but I definitely want them to have experience. So US 2.5 to 5 is a great area, and you can kind of play around with this, right? So you can hit this and then go back. We see we got 43 suppliers right here. Because I like this range because we're just starting out, right? So you may not be, but if you're not buying for every retail chain in America or doing mass amounts of volume or have a customer list already, you're probably not going to be buying more than 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 units when you're first starting some out. You're probably going to start with 200, 500, or 1,000. So we want to get somewhere in the middle. That way they actually have time to work with us, right? The bigger guys doing 100 million plus have tons of employees. They're not going to have time for us. They're busy with other stores and other big companies. So we see here, let's just work off this. I love this. Certification. So if you do some deep research in what these certifications mean, they do all have a purpose here. Some common ones are the ISO 9001, ISO 14001 here. These are good to have. You can Google those if you want to kind of figure out what they mean here. If we go down here, R&D, so OEM, ODM, self-patent, self-brand. Again, I don't really mess with these, but if you're looking for something more specific, you're going to know that. Hit that. Number of employees. I really don't mess with this anymore since I've messed with total revenue. But if, say I didn't mess with the revenue, I'd probably be looking for someone between 11 to 50 people to 51 to 100 people. So those are my filters here, guys. Again, play around with it. Just like when I'm talking about Amazon product research, we're playing around with the criteria to kind of, just give us the best chance to find the supplier we're looking for here. So we see this first one right here. So now I want to talk about the suppliers in specific here. So we see that, sorry for pronunciation here, I'm gonna butcher it, but we see Yang King Fu Nanxing Industry and Trade Company here, LT. These business names, they do mean something. So it kind of tells us, what province they are in, what kind of, are they a trading company or are they actually manufacturer, everything like that. So we see industry and trade company here. So this tells me they manufacture and they are a trading company. What the difference is there is that the manufacturer is actually producing these goods. A trading company is literally just someone who will help find these goods from other manufacturers, so just a middleman. It's good to kind of have both, because if you want to bundle, if they manufacture the main item that you're doing, and then there are trading companies that have experience in this, they can get that smaller item to bundle your product. So I almost like having both in that arsenal there. But we can tell right here, they've been in business for 9 years. So this is huge, right? So scammers aren't going to be on Alibaba.com for a long time. If they are on there, again, they're doing a great job of kind of filtering this out. It was, back 2, 3, 4 years ago. I'm sure it was something to worry about a little bit more. when it comes to actually searching on Alibaba.com. But if they're here for 9 years, I feel good about that, right? I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about there. So 9 years, my minimum there is about 2 to 3 years. So again, kind of work with that. 2 to 3 years tells me they've been on there for a bit. 9 transactions the last 6 months. So this tells me again how active they have been on Alibaba.com the last 6 months here, which you can see right there. So not a ton here, but they are doing transactions on Alibaba.com. So we see the supplier index button here. Again, I don't really mess with this too much, but main products, this is huge. So kitchenware. So what do they do, right? Are they, if you see them in sports goods, clothing, supplements, all over the place, that's not a good sign. We want them to, just like I said, I think every product has almost a perfect supplier for that type of product and that client. So we want to make sure they focus in on the product that we're doing, and they're experts on it, right? So kitchenware, that's a great sign here. Country of region, China. So you'll see a lot of that. Obviously, most of these suppliers are from China, but there are other countries on here. If you guys want to look, location is going to be the best way to look there. Top 3 markets, so Western Europe, North America, and South America. So we see they deal in Western Europe and North America. That's fantastic to make sure that we are getting someone who's used to working with English-speaking countries and also knows the standards of first world heavy shoppers, right? So that's what I'm talking about there. We're going to hold off here on contacting the supplier right now. I'm going to show you a better way to do this when you're ready. Next 4 years here. So we can see Industria Co. right here. So mainly a manufacturer. Again, you can ask him as well. So there'll be a part in this where we're talking to suppliers, asking them questions. That's a huge part of this. We can see verified trade assurance, right? That's what we filtered for. We can see main products, hardware products. So stamping part, auto, lathe, turning parts, milling parts. Okay, so this right here, to me, they're out. It's just, there's not a good fit, right? They're doing auto parts and everything like that. They're not doing the coffee grinders that we want. We want them to specialize in either kitchen products or coffee grinders in particular. And we see there's only one product here that they're listing, so that's not a good fit there either. So next we have 10-year supplier right here. We see home and garden products, a country of origin China, 2.5 million to 5 million, great. North America, great. 107 transactions last 6 months, fantastic. So these are be a good supplier to look at. So we can just keep going down, right? Salt and pepper grinder, okay, they're in the grinding field there. Plastic package products, spice bottle, okay. That sounds like they specialize in grinders and in kitchen bottle products, which is kind of what a grinder is, right? So you're grinding something up and it's a bottle underneath there. Next we see Henan Ocean Power Housewares Co. Ltd. Again, I do have some other videos that kind of goes deeper into, I'll link the video to this, but it goes deeper into like what this stuff means when it comes to this supplier right here. But really I just want to kind of deep dive into some of the finer details. So we can see that this one has TV product, knife and tool, coffee and tool, kitchen gadget, drinkware, barware. Okay, not bad here. 14 years, that's pretty impressive. USB World Travel, Adaptive Travel. Okay, so this one's out, right? Because main products are weird. Okay guys, next I want to show you how to go deeper on these manufacturers, how to kind of look behind the curtains a bit here. So all we're going to do is click on the factory we're interested in, and they have a whole Alibaba profile we can check out, right? So we can obviously contact them still, but we can quickly look at their different categories, their company overview, company capability, contacts, video, any promotions they're having. So usually everything that I need is on that first page. So we see they have an office here. So this usually means, right, if they just have an office, they're more focused on being a trading company, meaning that if they don't have a supplier they don't have a warehouse where they're manufacturing their goods, they're usually just talking to people in an office and checking out where they can get these products and kind of be the middleman for your product. Just because the office doesn't mean they don't have products here. So we see a showroom right here, so products they do have. So again, maybe we can ask them when we contact them and kind of get the ball rolling. If we can see photos of their warehouse and their manufacturing facilities, things like that. So maybe they have them right here. So we see what's going down over here. So we see a manufacturer. kind of a warehouse here. We can kind of check out behind the scenes, which honestly I love. We can see the coffee grinders, the different products here, pepper grinders, coffee grinders. So it looks like they just focus on handheld manual grinders, which is fantastic here, right? Because this is their company profile. If they had other products to offer, they'd be advertising them here, right? Because people would come to them no matter what kind of listing they're searching for. They do have a cool review feature here now. I believe it's fairly new, so I'm not sure what the review count should be at this moment. But check that out if you can, if they have it. We see certifications here, so we see their kind of certifications they have. The ISO 9001 is pretty standard. It's what you want to see most manufacturers have. Their patent, they have a coffee grinder here, so talk to them about using that patent if possible. Just some certification test reports there. And we see total employees 200 to 300 people, year established 2012. So we're going down here. We see just more photos here, production flow. I really like that. Cutting machine, quality control right here, product certification right here, some more details on what's going on. Again, you can cross-reference some of these details on Google. That's what I would do. Language spoken. So tradability. So we can see actually their difference between their manufacturer. So I think I saw 200 to 300 people total here. And then their trade capabilities, they have 6 to 10 people that speak English that will help you find products that you need, or at least be in communication with you for the products they do make. So that's fantastic. Okay, we can see nearest port right here. So we can kind of cross-reference how far this location is. Ningbo. Again, if I pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry, but it's fun to try. And then cross-reference that to their address in general, okay? And see how far that is away from that port. And then we can keep going down here. Buyer interaction, about 71% buyer interaction there. That's good. That just means that, so we can see right here, chat now, contact supplier, that these people are actually responding to you and will take you seriously and kind of field your questions, right? We see more factory inspections here. So this all depends on the factory and what they put here. If they put time and effort into this page right here, that's always a good sign. The people who want the cheap, easy buck, the people who don't care about quality, they don't take the time to make stuff like this, right? They don't make the time to fill this all out in entirety. So this is always a good thing to see. We can go deeper into this, right? Company overview to see if there's anything that's a little bit different. Usually it's just the same things here. Transaction history. So I'm going to check it out real quick. We can see different stats here, kind of what's going on. Number of transactions, US 10, UK 8. That's perfect. The bulk of the transactions are going to the UK and the United States. We can see transaction details here as well, which is kind of cool. This is all part of it, guys. We got to deep dive into this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit favorite supplier when I feel like that they are one of the people I want to talk to, okay? So let me go back and let's talk about how to start the conversation. Let's talk about how to manage the conversation when it comes to talking to suppliers on Alibaba.com. So let's just go back here and we go to manual, type that back in, manual coffee grinder right here. We should go to suppliers. Oops, suppliers here. I got them fat fingers just clicking everything. Go to suppliers here, manual coffee grinder, and then we're back where we started, right? So we can type in, put back our criteria as well. I believe I just had this, yeah, I already had this open. So that's my fault there, wasting some of your time there. But anyways, guys, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna favorite the suppliers we wanna talk to, right? So we're gonna do a deep dive into about 5 or 10 of those people here. And then we're gonna click favorites right here. And then let's say we like this one. We're gonna hit favorites right here. And if it's not working, it's because you're not logged in. So create an account, it's free. Then you can hit favorites here and kind of see what's going on. So we hit favorites, checked right there. We're gonna go down, hit favorites again, hit okay. And then let's see here, coffee grinder. Again, we're gonna do just like I showed you with the last manufacturer. That's what I do before I favored any of these. But me personally, when I'm starting to reach out to these people, I'm gonna do at least 5, if not 10 to 15. Me, I like to talk to a lot of them. It's fun to me. I kind of build a relationship. And so I'm gonna talk to 10 to 15, if not sometimes 20. And I'm gonna make sure they hit all my criteria, over 2 to 3 years in verified supplier, trade assurance, They passed the test on the back end. They're doing transactions in the last 6 months. Their main products here, so this is not a good one, not a good example here because of USB World Travel. That's not their main product. Bamboo and wood kitchenware, so this would be more bamboo grinders, which honestly kind of a cool angle you could play with it, right? We're gonna hit that with favorites here. Let's go down. Let's go down. Ceramic dinnerware, okay, that's fine with me. North America, South America, so a little Southern Europe, that's perfectly fine. 6 months, 20,000. Okay, 8 years on here. Let's hit favorites and hit OK. Let's do one more here. Thermocouple, thermometer, pressure trans, no. Labeling machine, filing machine, no. Kitchen appliances, home appliances, women's products, home. Massager, no. That's too far apart, right? Vacuum sealer, no. Stamping parts, no. Auto parts, no. Let's see, hand mixer, stand mixer, coffee grinder, electric kitchen, milk frother. Okay, they're in the kitchen field, right? I see this as a coffee grinder. Again, these photos might not line up perfectly. Again, talk to them if you're confused. If you think they're in their wheelhouse, it doesn't hurt to start the conversation. It's very easy to do. So once you have 10 to 15 of these people, these manufacturers picked out, you're going to go ahead and go up to favorites here. And then you're going to hit favorite suppliers. And then you can see all your favorite suppliers here. I got a couple other things in here from just past stuff going down here. So if we see 19, but we can create new groups, right? So we can put them in a coffee grinder group right here. But what you're going to do when you're ready, you're going to hit this contact supplier all. Instead of going through and messaging like 15 times, we can just contact supplier in one big go. We see everybody pop up right here. You're going to have to put in this little code here. Make sure you're not, a robot, anything like that. Pretty standard procedure. But now you're probably asking, what do we say? Like, what are we asking them? How to sound professional? Everything like that. Well, I do have an RFQ. So what an RFQ is, a request for quotation, already pre-built for you guys. And what this is, just pretty much a letter, just stating who you are. Again, this is generic, right? So you put your company name in here, your name in here, and it's just a template you guys can use and kind of mess around with here. So we're a US toys and games company. No, for this example, you'd be a home and kitchen company or something a little bit more niche, okay? So we can see, you can even put your Amazon link in here if you're confused on that. You can do this, some people hesitate, but again, up to you if you want to do that as well to a similar product. The specs you're looking for, so you're gonna have to do some research of what you really want, right? So what you really want, is gonna be listed here so they know what you're kind of looking for, right? So for this example, I had a 512 piece magnetic balls set. I use this example for, don't sell magnetic balls on Amazon. You will get kicked off, you will get suspended. So don't do that. Again, this is just an example. Learn from my mistakes here. But anyways, we can see we're asking, the magnets to be made with this type of rare earth metal coated with nickel and copper. Includes a cut card, so when these balls are played with, they just go ahead and use a cut card to kind of separate them and reform them, reshape them. Carrying bag or tin, OEM packaging. So what that means is just you can provide custom packaging. You put your labels on it, put your brand. Color card insert. So this is just so I can put like a support email in there and some instructions of how to use it, or maybe a guide to make a cool design, right? Because everybody wants to kind of learn how to do it right away. And so we go deeper into kind of, the nitty gritty, right? So this is a pretty big one. You don't have to make it this big. This is just something I do personally. So we see lead time here for, I'm getting a quote for 500 to 1,500 to 5,000 units. Again, I play a little bit on the larger starting side. You have to, adjust this to you. I always like to ask for something on the larger side to see what it looks like if I do expand and I grow, and see what that pricing looks like here. So we see MOQ, so what that is, minimum order quantity. This is where I'm asking for EXW price. So that's just the price it cost. If I literally went to that manufacturer, knocked on their door, and bought a unit, that's how much it would cost me. So that's what that means there. You're gonna have to get a freight forwarder involved. Again, I wish I could make a video explaining all this perfectly, all the steps. I do have other videos that you need to connect and piece together. I do have a supplier playlist on my channel homepage. In this way, you can kind of watch them and put all the pieces together, because if I try to do this on one video, it would take way too long here. So we got EXW price, OEM color, logo, packaging, all that good stuff. I'm talking about, this is stuff, this information right here, a master carton weight, stuff like that. This is all for the freight forwarder, right? So that's the next step is what's going to cost to ship, get it to a port, get it to the USA, get it to the warehouse or wherever you're shipping it to. So that's just kind of helps me get a quote right away with our freight forwarder. So what we do next is we hop over here, copy and paste this, put it in our own descriptions here, and then put that right there, hit send inquiry now. So once you send that, all these suppliers are gonna get that message on Alibaba, and then we can go up to My Alibaba, go to new messages, and then we can talk to them there through that messaging system. Again, if you wanna take them off Alibaba.com, you don't need to do that, especially if you wanna use trade insurance. I would keep them on there if you wanna keep on trade insurance. You can go back and forth, right? So anything that you take off of there, say like a Skype instant messenger or email, get it, anything agreement-wise, get it back on Alibaba.com for trade assurance purposes. If not, just use or just use Alibaba's.com messaging system to keep you there. Again, personal preference there, weigh your options. My order is right here, so you can pay through, order with trade assurance here. So what happens is once you're ready and get to that point, your manufacturer will send you an invoice through Alibaba.com, and you're going to go ahead and pay that through a trade insurance, and that way it's in that escrow, and then you're going to protect it if anything goes wrong. So that's the best way to do that. Again, I almost forgot this, but if anybody who wants this RFQ template and you want to use it for your own, there will be a link in the description. It will be under field manual. I'll label it RFQ too, but what this is about 47 pages here. So this just goes over Amazon in general here. So this is very long. It just goes through everything that right here is the perfect explanation of it. So step one, kind of how to find your winning product, supplier, get it inspected, shipped to warehouses, world-class listings, how to get those made up, reviews, PPC, all that good stuff. So you kind of have a roadmap of what the whole Amazon FBA journey looks like. What you're looking for is the RFQ. If you're just looking for that, is in step 2. So if you go down to step 2 is where you're going to find the RFQ. So just go ahead and download this. I do ask for email, but if I don't send that many emails, if I do, just unsubscribe from me. I get it. I don't like my inbox full as well. So just obviously just full disclosure of kind of what I asked to get this. But otherwise, guys, that's it on Alibaba.com. A couple other quick notes here is that when you're talking to suppliers, it's going to take a while. It's going to be, English isn't their first language. That's okay. You're just going to have to get used to that. And you're going to have to work with them and send a lot of pictures and go back and forth. It takes me 2 weeks to kind of pick out and get samples from manufacturers before I even ask for that. So just be patient with them. Just know that there's a language barrier going on. I should say the ones that you're picking, make sure that you can easily kind of have a dialogue with them, right? The ones that are very responsive, the ones that are trying to help you out the most, those always, it's a huge part. Obviously price, MOQ, everything like that is huge. Any customizations they can make too is big for me, but I talk to them for a while and I make a whole Excel sheet dialing out all the notes from everyone, what prices they are. Just know that, yeah, it's a lot of work. Just know that going in, and know you're gonna have to be organized to figure this out. If you're not, you're just gonna get frustrated and you're gonna end this process. But again, 95% of my products for a private label have come from suppliers on Alibaba.com. So, this is the real deal, guys. Let me know if you got any questions in the comments down below. I'll link more information about Alibaba as well for anything that just for more information, right? I'll also link some other videos I talk about for finding suppliers, everything like that. Again, there's a lot of pieces of this I wasn't able to get into. You're just gonna have to do the due diligence of putting all those pieces together. Otherwise, guys, that's it. I hope that was super helpful for you guys. If it did, again, hit that like button and check out the other Alibaba supplier videos on my channel. All right, guys, see you later.